it's kind of crazy. In retirement, I think we definitely need to be around people because loneliness can set in. But I also think in this time of transition, it's also important to get comfortable being with yourself, by yourself. I've said it before and I'll say it again, giving yourself that oxygen. And that might mean going to places on your own. Hi, I'm Amy Freeze and I am the founder of The Empty Nexter. And I have asked myself, questioning, what do I even enjoy? What do I even like doing anymore? Which is so crazy because I know what I love to do and I bet you know what you enjoy doing too. But now that we're in this kind of crazy season where we can really do anything, we find ourselves maybe just going along to get along. Sometimes we just gotta put on the brakes and say, you know what? I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to go there. We gotta speak up because if we don't, we're just gonna be muddling through life, not really enjoying where we're at, what we're doing, maybe even who we're with. So I live in Nashville, Music City. Music is on every corner and it's like an American Idol competition wherever we go. Music is great and I love music. But my husband wants to constantly go and listen to music on Broadway. It's full of musicians and bachelorettes. It's become quite crazy here. But he loves doing that and just kind of assumes that I love doing it too. In my days of like hanging out at the bar, elbow to elbow, there was a day where he's like, well, let's go listen to music. And I was just like, I don't want to go listen to music. I just really could care less about doing that today. So I told him no. And I think he was like, what? Well, who doesn't like to go listen to music? And I'm like, I just don't feel like doing that. And so then I started listing off people that, hey, call so-and-so. Hey, why don't you ask them if they want to go? Like, I don't always have to go along to get along, even if it means ruffling my hubby's feathers. But it also kind of made me go, hey, why don't I do that more often? Kind of just voice what I really want to do. And not that I'm a pushover, I've never been known to be a pushover. And maybe you haven't either, but it's just sometimes easier to just like, okay, that's fine. And believe me, like I said, there are many a times where I do enjoy doing just what I said, but not at that particular time. And so I started like asking myself, Amy, what do you want to do? What would be fun for you? And crazily, things started popping up on my social and on my radio station. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go do it. And I'm going to go by myself. I want to tell you about a fun Saturday that I stepped out and did exactly that. An advertisement had come up for the great, I think it was called the Great Junk Market. It was at the fairgrounds in Nashville. It is something that I'd gone to in the past with people. I've always been the one to like bring, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. And I've found in this crazy little new season that kind of just need to go and be by myself. And then other times call for being with my people. So I told my husband, I'm gonna go. I had two things planned for that day. One was going to this junk market. Now I am in the middle of a home renovation. I don't even know what I have, what junk I haven't gotten rid of. I definitely didn't need to be purchasing any junk. And it's not junk. It's like, think of like a big old garage sale or antique store, vintage store. I knew it would be some fun treasures to see and to find. I wasn't really going there to buy, just to kind of do something that I used to enjoy doing. So that was my morning. I went, tons of people, and there were tons of people there together, whether it was families or groups of women, and I just sauntered around by myself. And it was okay. I tried on a few pieces. I looked at a lot of fun, beautiful treasures. I didn't buy. Oh, I actually did buy one treasure that I thought, I do like this. Have no idea where it's going to go in my house once I move into it. But the other part of my day was something I had heard about on my radio station, Way FM. And they were talking about an event that happened to be on that same day. called Reclaim. I don't know if you know that I do have a freebie called Reclaiming You in Retirement. So I thought, well, this is apropos. And it was a women's event. And it was just the way that they were talking about it was just like, if you feel like you're kind of lost or needing some clarity and encouragement and all of that, this is the event for you. And I have gone to numerous events like this in the past. And I would often invite a group of gals and we'd go along. But for this particular time, I knew that I wanted to go myself. I didn't want to be distracted with inviting someone and then wondering, oh gosh, I hope they like this. And I feel like whoever I invited, they probably really would have enjoyed it. I almost feel bad for not inviting some people because it was so great. But I knew that I needed to do this alone. Walk into this place alone, knowing that there were going to be groups of women who were there to learn together, to enjoy time together. But I knew this was something I needed to do for myself. And I'm pretty good at walking into a crowded room not knowing anyone. I've never really had an issue with that, but sometimes it is still a little daunting. And I felt just a little weird, but I was just like, Amy, whatever, doesn't matter. Who cares? No one cares. And I wasn't gonna care. Sat myself in a row and it was an empty row. I was on the end. I got out my journal that I had taken along and just started writing about how I was feeling and what I was expecting and kind of opening up my heart to hear. And I also wrote, God, if there's someone here that you are wanting me to meet, then I trust you'll make that happen. So anyways, went through about first half hour of the event. It was a 3 or 4 hour event and just was really into it. The messages, the testimonies that the women, it was an all women's event, were so relatable and I was able to connect to, and it was just what I needed. It was refreshment for my soul. But about halfway through, I have a little tap on my shoulder and it was two gals behind me and they asked me a question and I can't remember what the question was. Had to do with the message and I really didn't have an answer. I was just, because I was kind of feeling, I was there wanting to be refreshed. And I said, I don't know, but they're like, come back and sit with us. So I did. And oh my goodness, the people that can be placed in our paths unexpectedly can just be such a warmth to our heart. And us three ladies, we shared, we got to know each other, we laughed, we even shed some tears. And I left that conference full. My glass had been replenished and I felt like I did exactly what I needed to do and alone. So I'm telling you this to both encourage and challenge you. There is something or somewhere that you want to go. And maybe you do want to invite a friend, and that's great. But if you don't, that's okay too. Maybe going it alone or with someone. Doing and choosing what you want to do is exactly what you need. So keep your eyes and your ears open to the events, the happenings that are going on around you in your community. And if they spark some interest, why not go for it? You never know what treasures can be found. And you might just walk away fuller, feeling a little bit more like yourself. And it'll give you the confidence to keep doing that, to keep stepping out, to make and create a season that really speaks to you and you alone. So I hope this encourages you, and I hope that you come back to the Empty Nexter for more, tidbits from me, your Empty Nexter friend. And we can encourage one another just by knowing virtually that there are women who understand us in this retirement season. Maybe you're loving retirement. That is awesome. Maybe you're struggling. That's okay. I think it's temporary, and I'm here for you. I'm going to keep sharing from my heart with all the meanderings and the happenings that are happening or not happening in my retirement season. Please come back Make sure that you subscribe, and I'd love if you shared, and I'd love for you to leave a comment. Are my messages helping you in any way? Small, mid-size, or big? I'd love to know. Until then, be blessed.